everyone, it's Catherine from my hillside garden. Here's the ham broth. It's been in the refrigerator overnight, and as you can see, there's a bit of fat along the top. Now what will happen, we'll break through that and see the nice gelatinous broth. Can you see that? Because it's not really a liquid and it's not really a solid. That's what you want when you make any kind of broth. You want it to be gelatinous like that. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to remove as much of the fat off of the top, and well, that was a pretty easy job. We got that much in the container. Now what you could do if you wanted to, you could save that, put it in your fridge and use it instead of using butter or Crisco or oil in, say, for your eggs or anything you're going to fry. But there's our nice bowl of gelatin broth, and don't get afraid by that. That's what you want. It does look pretty neat though, doesn't it? And as it warms up even to room temperature, it will become more liquid. Now this is concentrated, so we're not going to use all of that to make our boiled dinner. I'm going to try to see if I could do a half and half and get a good flavor with it. Here are the ingredients that I use for boiled dinner. Now generally I use Ham Hocks, but I haven't been able to find the same kind that we used to get in Wisconsin, and the boiled dinner never comes out exactly the same. So I'm hoping that by making the broth with the ham bone and some of the meat and fat that were on there, that I'm going to get the same flavor. This is the meat that I took off of the bone that we cooked yesterday. I have onion, celery, and carrots from the garden. There's a rutabaga and a turnip I need to cut up, and there'll also be some fresh cabbage that I'll put in there. Now, I did get the big knife out, and I don't know if everyone will need to use a big knife to cut a rutabaga or not, but I have weak wrists, so I needed a little bit more power. Now, generally, a rutabaga has like a waxy coating on it, and it seems really intimidating. Wash it off, and then I forgot to hit the start button. I cut off one end, and it really is not that hard to get through it. Okay, so you cut off the end, cut off the other end as best as you can, so that way you'll have two flat ends. Okay, and then you're going to put it on one of your flat ends. Then very careful, working away from you, use your knife, and I could probably use the smaller one for this, and just peel off the skin. It really is not that hard, but it does seem intimidating the first time you do it, and you may have to do it a couple times. See how the edge of that one, because they're so gnarly and bumpy. So, or you might need to get a peeler out. Just be careful of your fingers. That's the big thing. So let me get back to peeling this. I just wanted to show you that it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of time and being careful as you're doing it so that you don't hurt yourself. Okay, let's see. That's coming along pretty nice. And I may even have to turn it this way to get these top sections where I didn't get it when I was going around the side. But give it a try. Rutabaga is a nice vegetable to add to your garden. The ham has been diced up. We did the cabbage, the rutabaga, and the turnip is on the bottom. And then we have the onions, celery, and carrots, and our ham broth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 cups of the broth and then all of the vegetables and the meat in. Then I'm going to see where it amounts to in the Instapot, because you never want to go more than 2/3 full. And for me, that's about 10 cups. So, oh, and I have to take this out of there. So let me get those things added into the Instapot, and I will bring you back to show you how that looks. I called this one very close. I put in 4 cups of the ham broth, and so far 2 cups of water. I think I'm going to put in some more water, and then I'll bring you back. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell or not, but the liquid, see? So there's 4 cups of broth, 4 cups of water, brings it right up to the 10-cup mark. And the pot is not full, but it's probably the fullest I've ever made it. Now, normally I do this in a crock pot and it cooks all day, but I did the broth yesterday. The meat was done. All that needs to cook now are the vegetables. I'm going to give this a good stir because you want to be sure that nothing really sticks to the bottom of the Instapot. It has a safety feature where it will turn off should anything start to burn to the bottom. But I just want to make sure that we have things mixed up a bit. Okay, sorry about the camera angle. Look at those gorgeous yellow carrots. Aren't they beautiful? Yellowstone. That was Yellowstone carrots. They're just gorgeous. They were from the garden. So I'm going to put, and the other thing, the ham is already cooked. So we don't need to worry about the ham cooking. We just need to get the vegetables cooked. Most vegetables, harder ones like carrots, the rutabaga, the turnip, it says in the book generally 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to go 6 minutes, and we'll check it once it's ready to see how well they're done. We don't want mushy vegetables. We just want cooked vegetables. And since the ham is already cooked, we don't need to worry about that. I'm not adding any salt, no pepper, nothing. This meal should have enough salt just from what the ham and the broth provides. And in our house, I don't generally add salt or very much salt to anything I cook. I let people do that at the table. So let's see how it looks when it's done. Now, for those of you that don't have an Instapot, it's very simple to use. You plug it in and it will say off. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid on. This is another safety feature. You hear that? That means that the lid was put on. Now it's telling you it's closed. The other thing I want to be sure to do, see if I could get a good angle. There we go. We need to be sure that that is closed. So we want to cook on manual, and we're going to go for 6 minutes. So we're going to reduce the time. We have it on high pressure, and then once it's done, it will go to on. And that means it's recorded what you want it to do. There we go. It beeps to tell you that it's getting ready to start building pressure. Now, once it's doing that, it could take about 20 minutes to get to pressure, and we're pretty full in there. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take probably 20 minutes to a half an hour. One of the things that will happen as it's coming to pressure, there's a little valve, I guess, right here. Right now it's down. That steam will come out of that, and that's normal. It won't be a lot of steam, but just before it gets to full pressure, you'll see a little bit more steam than you normally would. Then that little valve closes. It pops all the way up, and that's when it will start to build the pressure that it needs to cook your food. It's not until that happens before this will change back. It'll beep. and it'll change back to 6 minutes and start counting down. That's when it's actually cooking. So this whole thing, even though I say it's going to take 6 minutes, it will probably, by the time I open it up, it'll probably be 45 minutes before it's actually done. Because you don't want to open it right away because you have meat in there. You want to do a little bit more of a natural release where you let it come down on its own. At least for 10 minutes, because you have so many vegetables in there. You don't want the vegetables to overcook either. I know it seems like a lot, but really it's not. And I just wanted to show you exactly what I was doing with today's meal. I kept track this time. It actually took 23 minutes for the valve to close, and then another 3 minutes for the countdown to begin. Now it's gone off, and this is what happens. Once it's done with its 6 minutes, or however long you set it for, it's going to beep to let you know that it's done, and then it goes to keep warm. And this is just the time to tell you how long it's being kept warm for. It's another nice little safety feature, because that way you don't need to be around to watch it. And if you're doing laundry, out in the garden, somebody comes to the door, whatever, at least it'll just go to keep warm. It won't keep boiling. If this were on the stove, it would keep boiling, and that's when a problem can happen. So that's one of the features that I really appreciate about the Instapot. It's been 5 minutes since I turned that off. Now, this is just what I do. You're not supposed to do this. So I guess this is like a disclaimer. Don't do what I do. I do this because this is so close to my cabinet. I don't want the steam to go straight onto the woodwork. So please be very careful. This is called a quick release. This is called a quick release, and what you're going to do, see, your valve is up, so you know there's still pressure in there, and this valve is closed. I want to open that valve and it'll release the steam, but I don't want the steam to go up to my cabinet. So that's why I'm putting a towel over the top of that vent. And then I'm not gonna use my hand because there is gonna be steam. And at least it's not coming up to my counter, to my cabinet rather. Okay. That's all the pressure that's inside the Instapot that's being released. And the towel will get rather hot. Please be careful. Can you see how the steam is coming out the side? That would all be shooting directly up into my cabinet, and that's what I wanted to try to prevent by doing the towel. But you need to be really careful when you do this. Kitchen smells fabulous right now. And this will take, depending on when you do it, it'll take a good minute or so for all of the steam to come out of the pot and for the little safety valve to drop. I'm waiting for a sound to tell me that that's happened. That way it'll be safe to lift the lid off. And I could probably remove this by now, because while the steam is still coming out, it's not quite as strong. But that's what you're going to hear as the steam comes out of your Instapot. The Instapot will not allow you to take the lid off until that little valve goes down. So now I can release the lid. And remember, this is hot, so you want to be careful. It's letting me know that the lid's been unlocked. We're going to lift that up. And there is our boiled dinner. See, it's still boiling in there and there's still steam coming off of it, but the kitchen smells fabulous. Let me dish up a bowl. Okay, here we go. See? Nice, nice. Perfect. Ooh, hot. Wow, wow, wow. Now, generally when this is served, you would put some vinegar on it. You could serve it on top of mashed potatoes, or you could eat it more like a stew, because as you could see, it's not like a soup where you have a lot of, you know, less stuff. My guys like more stuff than soup. So this is the way we like to fix it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you'll give boiled dinner a try. I know it can be regional and done different ways in different areas of the country. This is just the way I do it. And it's the first time I did it in the Instapot and it came out great. And it is now 3:06. We started at 2:21. So in less than an hour, cooking time, besides my cutting everything up, we have dinner on the table. So just keep that in mind. And if you like today's video, give me a thumbs up. Look at those fabulous Yellowstone carrots in there. They just look wonderful. I'm so glad I grew them. I'll be sure to grow them again this year. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell, because that means you'll get a notification when I post a new video. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing. Bye.